Hi everyone, so today I am talking about the Lancome Teint Idole Ultra Foundation in the shade 085 Ivory, I guess, neutral. And this is a new shade. I saw it when I was browsing Ulta's site. So I had some points to burn and a coupon to use, etc., etc. So I did end up buying this. I have a sample of 95, which is a warm shade, in this line, the reformulated version that has alcohol, and I have just a little bit left of the bottle of it used to be kind of my absolute favorite foundation before they reformulated the Teint Idole Ultra foundation. I'm talking in circles. The shade 90. So I do have swatches of those along with some other very pale shades and some shades that, you know, are just kind of good reference shades you might have in your collection, things that are very popular. And yeah, so let's just take a look at the swatches first and then we can talk about the foundation and the formula and all that other stuff. But just, you know, spoiler alert, it is super pale, as you can probably tell from my face, because my face is super pale right now. All right, let's take a look at the swatches. So this is 090 in the old formula of Lancome Teint Idole Ultra, and that's a neutral. 095, which is a warm in the new formula, and also in the new formula new shade, as well as 95 is relatively new as well. This is 085 neutral. So there's a decent shade difference here. This one is a lot brighter. I think they all get a little bit darker as they dry down. And this one looks just almost straight up white at first, but it does get a little bit more like it has some yellow tone to it. Next up is the Milk Blur Liquid in Porcelain, which I find to be looking too pale sometimes on me. I tried to pick a lot of really pale stuff here. Estee Lauder Double Wear in Alabaster, another one that I feel like can look too pale on me. Cover FX Power Play in N0. Fenty, I included this just because a lot of people use this for reference. Fenty Pro Filter in 100. I can wear that one fine. What is this? Hard Candy Glamouflage in 1500. I usually mix this with 1502 to give it a little more yellow tone. And the last one is the Hourglass Vanish Liquid in Blanc, which I feel like brightness wise is similar to the new Lancome. It's just this is like a little bit more kind of pinky peach, whereas this one is a little bit more yellow. But I would say both are too pale for me. It's pretty noticeable. It makes my neck look pretty yellow when I'm wearing that pale of a foundation. And it kind of makes the redness look more pink. Okay. Good color matches for me, I would say. I like Fenty Pro Filter in 105. That might be a little darker, on the darker end of the spectrum. Also, I like the L'Oreal Fresh Wear in 400 Pearl. That's also a little bit on the darker side of things. NARS Siberia is a color I enjoy because the undertone is such a good match for me. Things that I like to wear, I really enjoy this Smith & Cult foundation in 100 neutral. This one's a little bit more on the pale side, and if I'm going for something a little bit more kind of striking, I feel like this is kind of a nice color to go to that doesn't go too far. ColourPop No Filter foundation in Pharaoh 5. And I have their tinted moisturizer. This is darker, and it's the Pretty Fresh tinted moisturizer. I just did a get ready with me on this one, and this is Fair 2W. The undertone is nice. It's light coverage, and for me, whatever reason, it wears really, really well. So that's kind of like a nice option if you have a similar skin tone to me that wears well and is light coverage, and that's pretty hard to find. Okay, so this foundation, I don't even know what I want to say about this. So the formula, okay. Previously, my absolute favorite formula ever, what wore the best on my skin in a variety of skin type situations, because my skin type has changed a lot due to pregnancy and seasons and whatnot. It's just all over the place. Lancome Teint Idole Ultra, the old but not the oldest formula. This one did not have alcohol in it. The new formula does. So the new formula is beautiful, applies gorgeous. It looks lovely on the skin, like really, really lovely. Easy to apply. I really enjoyed that. But if you have dry skin, the alcohol could make it worse, you know? And if you don't have dry skin, it's probably fine unless you have really sensitive skin, then it could be a problem. So that's what kind of bums me out, is that when you have alcohol in a foundation, it does tend to make the formula amazing and easy to use and lovely. But it kind of singles out some decent amount of people that might not be able to wear it just due to reactions it could potentially cause on their skin. So that's kind of a bummer. But I do find it wears really well on me. It does wear well on my skin right now, which is dry. And I've tried it, I think, on a couple different like skincare prep situations. What I've got on today is the Milani Prime and Protect SPF 30. I apply this like I would apply an SPF. So I use a really large amount and just kind of smear that all over my skin. It really helps me with flaky parts. It leaves your skin quite dewy looking, and because my skin is pretty dry right now, you know, we're kind of in the middle of winter, and my skin has really kind of dried out, and the Differin that I use also makes my skin a little bit more dry. So this works really well for me under makeup, and when my skin is more dry, like in the winter, this does a great job, and this wears and applies beautifully on top of this. So it's a really good combo. I have found that it wears nicely with a couple different setting powders. Today I'm using the NARS Light Reflecting Setting Powder Pressed, which is kind of my all-time best setting powder when I really want to be sure, give something the best chance it can. That's the setting powder I go to. So I have no complaints with the wear, the application, all that stuff is awesome. You know, the color for me is just a little too pale. I could use something that's in between the 95 and the 85 that isn't 90, because 90 is more peach, you know? So I would like something just kind of a step up but warm, but I doubt that will ever happen. They already have like 50 shades, so it's, you know... For me, it would be best just to mix them most likely. I only have a sample of 95 though, but it does kind of make me want to buy 95. It's just an expensive foundation, $47. Oh, that's a lot. That's a lot of money for a foundation. And I've also thought about maybe I should just return 85 and exchange it for 95. I don't know. Because it is very pretty, but it is pale. And I feel like it's just too pale, you know? I don't know. I'm tired. Have a cold. Tired. Talking. Takes a lot of energy. I tried to like kind of do my hair today. I put some stuff in it, but it seems to all just be falling down again. All right, so I'm gonna zoom in, see how it's sitting on my face. Okay, it looks beautiful on my nose. It's sitting very, very nicely on my nose. Since I started using Differin, a lot of things sit much better on my nose. It's like my pores seem to just be a little bit less visible on my nose. So yeah, I used to have major problems with foundation on my nose, but since the Differin is better. However, I got some flakiness here, and it's definitely looking dry, and you can see those flakes. I put some oil on those really dry areas before I did the Milani SPF, and that was not enough. Everywhere else though, it looks good. Forehead. Oh, there's a cap on my chair now. Cheeks look okay. Cat. Right. Yeah. I feel like even my like pale underside of my arm is not pale enough for this foundation. It's interesting. I did do the swatches thicker than I normally do because I was having difficulty getting like an even coverage of all the different formulas I was swatching. And then it's kind of hard to see, to compare them, just because some has some skin showing through and it might look, you know, darker or lighter or whatever based on that. So I did do pretty heavy swatches, and I'm a little surprised to see that the both of the swatches of this formula have not dried. So that's interesting. Pretty much everything else that's gonna dry down has dried down though. I highly doubt I'm gonna be doing a wear test today. What is this hair doing? I mean, really? I think that's all I'm gonna do. I don't think I'm gonna do a wear test today. It's just one more little step that makes these videos a little too tedious for me and makes me not want to do them. So I'm trying to find ways to make me want to do these, because I think these are the kind of videos, you know, that tend to be the most helpful, just because not a lot of people are looking at these very pale shades that could maybe potentially wear them. You know, this one is too pale for me. So let me know if you've tried it out, and if you've seen it in person somewhere, let us know where you saw it. Let me know if you have any questions. I hope you're having a great day. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch my video. If you want to see more stuff from me, then please do subscribe, and maybe I'll upload more videos. Who knows? You never know. You never know. I hope you're having a great day, and I'll see you soon.